So this is the sports management project that we're going to give the interview. So could you please tell us your name and your position and your title?
My name is Jennifer Dunkley. I'm the athletic director with Person County Parks and Recreation.
Okay, thank you. And could you describe your activities during a typical work day or work week?
So I was going to say it varies day by day. Typically, we're doing a lot of administrative work. It's anywhere from doing schedules, taking phone calls, working with coaches, parents, staffing. Today, for example, I came in this morning, I'm working on some contracts for baseball tournaments, working on a schedule for the staffing. Baseball starts next week, working on getting the schedules out for the contract for concessions. So it varies daily. If we had games the night before and something has happened, then we may have to make some phone calls and work on that and put everything else off to the side until we can get, so it's
each week is something
every
different.
day is something different. Yes.
So what skills or abilities or any personal qualities do you find most important about this job?
I would say if you go into recreation, and I think it varies depending on what department you're going into, but like Parks and Recreation, probably the most important part is being able to work with people. You have to be able to know that you're going to deal with the public on 98% of the time, and you have to be able to listen and evolve and multitask. It's not always knowing the rules of the game or knowing the sports, but how to work with people, because you're dealing with so many different personalities and so many different aspects. That to me is probably the most important part of the job.
That was great. That answer was just everything I just finished reading about in chapter 4 in my recreational therapy book. So that's crazy, but they call it, it's a people's first type business, and we have to, far as looking at managers and leaders, there's a difference between those titles. So it's just what you're saying. It's real life, because we're reading it in a book, but then this project is like everything that these books is teaching us and telling us what we have to deal with as far as this job. I'm sorry. So this
no,
is amazing.
You're fine.
I mean, you sound just like page 142. All right. So how did you enter this field?
Mine is a little bit probably different than most of my colleagues. I graduated high school and went into the military. And the military, this was the field I went into. The military chose my path. I'm not sure when I was 16, 17, 18, it would have been the path I chose. I'm grateful for it now. But I did it while I was in the military. Military is very similar to any town or city, and we had our own recreation department. I met my husband, who is from Roxborough, and we moved back here, and I had done it while I was in the military for about 7 years. I really enjoyed it, and once we moved back here, it just so happened that a position opened up with the recreation department. Wow. It's a little bit different. Military in this is we dealt with more adult programming, adult sports, whereas in the Parks and Rec, I deal with a lot more youth.